I'm Granite, Gilmore Davidson, and we're presenting Bonfire Video, our project for FedEx 17. So, it's because you've got dynamic issues. So screenshots aren't always enough. Sometimes there's multiple steps to reproduce your bugs because of the interactive interfaces we're building in JavaScript these days. And the current workflow is really poor. At the moment, when you find a bug, you have to open up a separate program like Jing to capture the video. You then have to select the window, you have to upload it somewhere and attach it to your issue, and then you can continue testing. Also, people are asking for it. So we've got Atlassians and customers already asking for it. One customer says that screenshot is nice, but it's very 90s. So stop! Bonfire time! It's a new and improved workflow for capturing videos of your issues. So you start by launching a Bonfire. You record your video, you can use your templates and your variables within Bonfire to fill out the necessary fields, submit it to JIRA, and it's already attached to your issues so you can continue testing. So the approach, we're taking screenshots within the browser, sending the screenshots off to JIRA, it encodes it for us, and we can use Bonfire templates and the JIRA wiki renderer to embed that video straight into the JIRA issue. So there was a few problems with this. The screenshots only show us the background page, they don't show the mouse pointer. So we send the mouse data separately, and you can add it on. And then we're also using a very large post request. So we're now only sending non-duplicate frames, and that's given us from 30 meg for 5 seconds of video to under a meg, roughly, for 5 seconds of video. So demo, fire up. So you can see here we've got the record video button straight above the attached screen search. And now when you click that, we're starting to record. You click around the UI, reproduce the bug, and then we stop recording, and it's processing that data for us. Wait for a bit, we can fill out our fields, use our templates, add a label for FedEx 17. These labels are cool. Create the issue, and your video is there.
What?
Oh. So you see that the video is attached. Bonfire.log is kind of small, but there, and this is the video embedded in JIRA. Do you want to open up the video separately? Because our embedding seems to have not worked as well this time. Like that. And you see as we're moving around, you can see the mouse pointer, you can see a nice little circle when you click. That's all that is.
So for our FedEx, we wanted to do something that I've wanted to do for ages, which is to do so when you're about to do a release, all your developers have gone and set their fixed versions all along, but you want to actually really check that what they've set as their fixed versions is actually what you're going to have in your release. So I never trust other developers. So I really want to know what's going on. So what we've done is we've added an extension to the Lineage++ highlighter that we've already got in Fisheye. So you can select a change set here, like we've got the 260 release that we've previously done. So we're selecting that. And then we can select another change set, which is the one that we want to release now. And we get this view report button up here. So we already had the highlighter, we've added the view report button. You added the button. Yeah, we added the button. So all you guys have traffic lights. We go, no, don't release because there's an open issue here somewhere. All the reviews have been done. There's no build's been executed because we've got a problem connecting to be active for some reason. So we'll have another demo later on where we do that. So you can see here, here's all of our issues. We've got the list of committers for all those change sets. We've got the people that got JIRAs in there. Here's the list of all the JIRAs. You can see their fixed versions over here. So you can immediately go and check that the JIRAs are actually got the correct fixed version set for the release you're about to do. Scroll down, and then there's one JIRA that's open. So she hasn't got close to JIRA, but if we scroll down a bit, here's all of our reviews. They're all closed, that's good. And we scroll down, we've got the list of all our change sets, and we scroll down, and we go, red one. Okay, so this is actually me. And I have actually made a commit against this JIRA which isn't closed, so it's flagged as a potential problem. So we scroll down a little bit more, and we've got this awesome graph. So this is showing you over time since the last release. This is when our commits were happening. It's our burn up commit graph and our burn down of our JIRA issues and our reviews. So you can see when your JIRA issues and your reviews have been done. They've all been done there at the end. Everyone's been really slack and haven't done anything till the last minute. So if we switch to our fully operational demo system, so this is actually running on our dog food system. So this is fully working. We're going to be using this tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, Monday. So this is the Angry Nerds repository. So here we're going to do a release on default, and we get this, and we've got so here we've got build status, build passed. So what this is saying is that there's a build that ran against this commit, which is actually a tag. It's got a tag on it, so we're showing you the tag instead of the commit hash. It's 110. So we've actually pre-tagged what we're going to release. So when we scroll down, these are all our JIRA issues. You can see that we're grouping them by state, so you can easily go and harass the people who've got open ones. There's our reviews, still a review there. And here we've got highlighters that's showing you the builds. So we've actually got 4 builds on our latest commit. One of them failed, so obviously we've got a flaky build system. But we've got a green build, so we're ready to release. We've also got highlights for all these other ones here because there's some sort of issue, and you can see the highlighter here telling you successful build, no issue, no review. And if we move that, we've got no build, one outstanding issue, all reviews closed. So we're going to actually hope to add extensions to this to do things like, someone suggested that we actually have something where we go and set the fixed version on all those JIRAs to the thing that we're about to release, because that code for all those JIRAs is going to be in your next release. Something else we can do is we can add the ever popular poke feature to go and harass reviewers who haven't completed their reviews or stuff like that. And eventually we'll have automated merging, and we'll have some sort of Garrett-like code view stuff, so we can automatically merge schedule builds all from this sort of thing here, and we'll hook in with the whole issue-driven development stuff, which we're working towards for delivery to Studio first. So, thank you.
Federated features in JIRA, federated JIRAs. We know we need it here internally in Atlassian. Someone creates an issue on Jack against Confluence. It turns out it's really a bug in the plugin system. So you've got to go over to Stack, you create an issue on Stack, you put a comment, you use wiki markup, you type in the URL, you have a link back, but the link's not on the other side. You've got to go back, you've got to put a link on the other side as well. It's all quite painful. We want it, customers want it, and if we can deliver it to customers, we can ask them to buy more licenses so everyone wins. So I had a little crack at it. We've got UAL, we've got REST now, so it's all possible to do. And what I wanted to do was make it so that creating a link to an issue on an external server really looked exactly the same as though you're just creating a link to another project on the same server. So I'm going to type in a JDog issue and say create a link. Takes a little while because it's got to use REST, and it's created the link. You can see it's got the status, it's got the priority, it's gone and read the summary, and the link, of course, needs to go not to where we are, but off to JDog. So that's all good. That's all nice. So it works, and you can create links to existing JIRAs, old JIRAs, back to probably about version 4.3, depending on when the issue REST endpoints were put in. But what would be even nicer is if it could create a reciprocal link as well. But obviously you can only create a reciprocal link if the JIRA on the other side also understands remote links. So let's create a link to plugin 5. Plugin 5 is on another server. You can see when it comes back. So this server's on 8090. Plugin 5 is running on 8091 on my box as well. So it's created the link over there. And whoops. It only shows links if it also has a local link. So if I, for instance, had a link to plugin 4, small little bug because we're in a hurry for FedEx, then it would have been able to show both. So the original link, reciprocal link there is created. So Tim, while we're here, what is this? ID software loves Atlassian. Atlassian loves ID software.
So a few weeks ago, Ed Dawson, one of our technical writers, also an avid gamer, posted a little email from an associate producer at ID Software, makers of Doom and Quake, a couple of popular computer games from the 90s. Basically, there was just a whole lot of love in the email saying how much they like our products. So we thought we'd reciprocate this love with a little speakeasy extension called Doom. Client-side and speakeasy using JavaScript, about 500 lines of JavaScript, and the only library support is JQL. So, sorry, jQuery. That's but yeah, it's up on Jack and EAC, so have a play if you like it.
Come on. Alright, we'll try that again. Oh, no screen. So, I guess everyone here takes notes, product managers, about the meetings, developers, about the problems they have to solve. But where do you take it in? I guess text editor, TextMate, a lot of people use TextMate. I think TextMate is pretty fast, it adds really quickly, you know, it's not like a web application where everything takes long. So that's kind of cool, but once you've written your notes, you've got to save it somewhere, maybe on your desktop, and after a while your desktop looks like that. Familiar? Alright. So the thing is, at some point you probably want to share those notes with other people, maybe on Confluence. So, when you try to do that, you think, like, oh, maybe I'll just take my notes in Confluence in the first place instead of in the text editor, right? Because I don't have to convert it and all that. But the problem with Confluence is you load a great page view, you have to give it a title, you have to restrict the page to yourself because you don't want anyone to see it before you finish, and then you have to set a location, and you have to wait for the page to load first as well. So that's kind of so. How about we combine the personal aspect of a local text editor where only you can see it, the instantaneous thing about the text editor and how simple it is, with Confluence, which is like collaborative, so it allows you to share notes with other people, and it is web-based, and so it allows you to have like headings and bullet lists and all that, because text editor is just plain text, right? So it's like all the same text size. As long as we get like more than 10 bullet lists, you don't really know where it's what, and you can't restructure it. Introducing Atlassian Scratchpad. Alright, again? Alright, so we've built Atlassian Scratchpad as a desktop application, so we can allow you to do things with it once the... Alright, so you see here, we've got a desktop application, so it's not just like hitting your browser, you actually get your own icon, you get a basher, you can see how many scratches you have in there. So let's just try to create a new scratch. So like here on the side, you see all the scratches you already have, and we're now going to create a new scratch. Right, so you can switch there. It's really fast, right? It's not like Confluence where you have to load a page, it's all there, right? So instant, right? That's what you want from a text editor, to quickly take notes. So you can use all the normal shortcuts, you can use heading shortcut, you can bullet point shortcut, all the stuff that you're using from the Confluence editor works. So say you've written one of those notes, just like, say, the team meeting one here. Can we click on that one? Yep, so the team meeting one. We want to now share that with other people, right? So we just send it to Confluence. You can send it to a page or a blog post, let's send it to a page. So it's just going to take the content you have from your Scratchpad, puts it here, and because you're finished now with taking your notes, you can polish that up, add a couple of images, and now you actually want to add a title, an application, maybe some permissions, and actually publish it so you can start collaborating on it. The thing with these is like, now we only have like 6 scratches in here, right? But at some point, you're going to have hundreds of them. So how do you find your scratches? So we've put a search in here, so you can search for stuff. So it automatically restricts what you see here to your search terms, and you can click between them and actually see the text highlighted. So it should be pretty fast for you to find the scratch you've been working on about the topic. So we got that, we got the publish, highlight. Is that? Oh, we got autosave, yeah, good point. So you can just type, click on that one there, click on that one there, oh, click that. So it saves. You can just like switch between the different scratches, and you don't have to worry about stuff not being safe. Yeah, and it's pretty fast. Like it's all like instant, right? And you can have it like in the background, so it's not hidden like in one of your browser tabs. You can just command tab to it, access one of your scratches, and keep typing. Anything?
The voice. The voice.
You got one more
voice.
One more thing.
It's coming. Alright.
This is awesome. Oh man. This is very awesome.
So if you like to support any developers, I believe I'm the only person working on the by myself today. Okay, during JIRA 4.2, we spent a lot of time working on the keyboard story, being able to edit issues really quickly without your hands leaving the keyboard. And like, you can do a lot of things really quickly these days. You can assign issues, label issues, and a whole bunch of stuff like that in a few short keystrokes. Where the story breaks down is on the edit page. So I've just got an issue here on JDog. This is what it currently looks like. And so if you just press E, you go to the edit page. And if I want to edit the component, I've got to tab through all these fields to get to the component field. And then I missed it. So if I added a component there, it'll appear there. So to get around this, we've done a lot of hacks in JDog, and this is actually in our official documentation. Here we've got a workflow called triage, which is actually a workflow that loops back on itself and has a custom screen that only contains a few fields. And this actually really improves the speed of us triaging issues on maybe a daily basis. Though to do that, you need to be an admin. You then have to create a new workflow scheme. In that scheme, you have to create a new workflow. In that new workflow, you have to create a new transition. In that transition, you have to create a new screen and associate that screen with that transition. And that doesn't really help the average layman on his day-to-day usage of JIRA. So what I've done is changed up the edit field. So if you've got an issue here, issue 30, I'll show you the edit screen, what it previously looked like. So here's a pretty typical screen. You know, you've got 4, I don't know, maybe 8 or so fields there. And we also have tabs. Using a keyboard would be almost impossible for this form to get through them all. So what I've done, I've created a quick edit screen, which allows you to customize your screen to the way you want to do it. If you look at an instance like Jack, about 85% of all edits contain only 1 of 5 fields. So people don't care about a lot of the agile fields that are set automatically and things like that. So what I've done is, when you press E, it brings up a dialog with just the fields you want it to do. It defaults to a few sensible options as well. Summary, fixed version, assigning, and I haven't quite yet decided which one's else there. But instead of tabbing through all these fields, I now just have the fields exactly as I want. So if I add a component, there I can just quickly add a component one, no problem. Down there, if you click remember this screen, or remember it for the next time you bring it up. So if I click on an update, press E again, you got your component field right there. And you can quickly remove and add fields as you wish. So yeah, it is a user preference, so if you do want to use the full edit screen as your default edit page, you just set that preference in your preferences. And so down here, if you see the tabs, they're now just option groups within this drop down. And I have plans to make this into a throttle control as well, so it'll be a type head and it'll be really easy to use. So now all tabs are available really quickly, just at the tip of your fingertips. And yeah, that's the feature. And because this is my 17th FedEx, and I've made the final numerous times, but yet I have not put a single line of code back into JIRA from my FedEx. I've committed this about 2 hours ago to Trunk. And you'll be able to use this Monday morning when the bill comes through and it's up in JDog.
So I wasn't on team by myself. I had 2 designers with me. It was Jake, Cosby, and Ross. It was Jake, Cosby, and Ross. Was that right?
Anyway, so it was me, Jake, and Ross, and we wrote the product image manipulation plugin, or PIMP for short. And the idea came from, if you notice on EAC lately, the PMs just love this effect with the drop shadow on the bottom, just the corners kind of rolled up, and they put it on every single screenshot they put on EAC now. So the idea was, we're going to add that effect with it. So right now what they do is we'll sketch a screenshot, put it in the keynote, add that effect, and then sketch it out back into Confluence. So the idea was, add that effect when you add the image. But then in the meantime, we also added a bunch of other cool effects. So let me see if I can find the tab now. The resolution's changed a little. So let's see. So when you go to Confluence on the page, you go to insert an image. Let's do this one. So when you insert an image, now you get this little thing that comes up with all the effects you can apply, with the live preview of what you can do. And like, if we apply something like the Polaroid effect, you can see it adds the text from the attachment comment in the bottom of the Polaroid. So if you go like that, and you save it, you get that nice little image effect. If you go back and you gotta kind of undo this. And, so then you can also do the original effect, which was PM-ified. So just the corners. Just that's basically it. I mean, just has various effects. Like we have a mirror reflection. You can add a little classify. It doesn't really work with this image, but just things like that. And it works on, like, there's a little rotate. Oh, we got tape. That's a pretty cool effect too. And, yeah, so there you go. Well, it works by a Java servlet filter. So if you go, let's see if I got that still. Yeah, here you go. So there you go. There's Snoop Dogg. So if you go, if you look at the URL, it has these effects taped on the end. It's just a filter chain. So there's a border symbol. If I take off the tape, it takes off the tape, and then you can add it back, things like that. Like if I added, let's see. So there's the Polaroid effect. Some might not work, like this might not work. Let's see. Oh wait. So there you go, slight mirror effect. So that's just how it works. It's a Java servlet. It can take any attachment and run that through this servlet. You can pass in the image name, the content ID, and that's it pretty much.